We made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too.
These days, when people talk about Hollywood rappers, the first thing that comes to my mind is a whole rainbow crew. Ever since Diddy got arrested, it seems like there are not more than 2 rappers who have not been accused of being on the down. Okay, I am just joking. But honestly, the list of rappers who have been living wild lives in secret is very long. The craziest part is that we never even knew about it. It is crazy how the rappers we see as the toughest are the ones getting exposed as the freakiest. Who would have thought all that thug life was just a way to hide how they were really living? In that clip, Orlando was saying names of people he has been with. Did you all hear him say Busta Rhymes? To be honest, Busta has always looked like a hardcore rapper, and I never thought he would be part of this. But for a while now, people have been saying he was mixed up in Diddy's mess. He has been saying it is not true and staying far away from anything about Diddy. When the internet decides to come for you, there is no way to escape it. Not even your ancestors can save you from the drama. And with the new gossip going around, people are saying Busta has been involved with more rappers than anyone ever thought. So let us talk about it. When Busta Rhymes was asked about the Diddy situation, he did not try to explain anything. He just told everyone to mind their own business. He said that many times people do not understand how hurtful it can be to speak on things like this. People only know what they have been told, and that is exactly what Busta was trying to say. He went on to say that real understanding comes when there is no confusion. He said everyone should mind their own business until the truth is fully clear, and when that happens, justice should be served to everyone involved. But to be honest, that only makes sense to people who do not spend time on the internet. With all the stories, proof, and receipts all over social media, what does he mean by everyone should stay out of it until the truth is clear? Excuse me? People aren't clueless, and that's why Busta started raising eyebrows among everyone. His behavior and words began to seem suspicious. When he spoke, it sounded like he was indirectly trying to defend Diddy without outright saying it. But the real shocker came when Busta claimed he had never attended a Diddy party. That one statement was enough to set the internet ablaze. People couldn't believe what they were hearing. It didn't take long for the internet to do its thing. As always, people started digging through the archives, searching for any evidence to prove him wrong. And it didn't take much time to unearth something surprising. They found an old video from a Diddy party back in 2010. In this clip, Busta could clearly be seen alongside other celebrities, and he was even giving a speech at the event. The internet wasted no time pointing this out and calling him out on his contradictory statement. To make matters even worse, the video showed Diddy referring to Busta as his childhood friend during the same party. This only added fuel to the fire, with people questioning why Busta would deny ever attending a Diddy party when there was solid evidence proving otherwise. The whole situation left many feeling confused and skeptical. People were asking, why lie about something that's so easy to verify? This stirred up even more speculation about Busta's intentions and credibility. Some started wondering if there was something deeper he was trying to hide. His denial, paired with the resurfaced video, left many questioning the truth behind. His words, it wasn't just about Diddy anymore. It became a bigger conversation about honesty, accountability, and why public figures sometimes make claims that don't add up. The internet, as usual, didn't hold back. Social media users shared their thoughts, memes flooded timelines, and discussions grew louder. This whole situation became another example of how quickly things can spiral when people feel like the truth is being bent or hidden. Whether intentional or not, Busta's words turned into a whirlwind of controversy, and it became impossible to ignore the noise surrounding it all.
Shout out to Diddy, Happy New Year. You know what it is, DJ Cal, it's all about victory. I'm going in. You better believe it. Shout out to Def Jam, we the best. You know what it is. It's 2010, baby. It's a takeover. I'm going in.
Happy New Year to the whole planet. God is the greatest. Real talk. And you know, I mean, if there's anything that somebody can say better than that, I'm all ears. But with that being said, continuous blessing to the whole entire universe. doing way big.
I want to give a shout out to my brothers that have been inspiring me and been my friends for a long time. One of my best friends in the whole world, Busta Rhymes in the house. You know what I'm saying? He's been my friend for a long time, ever since I was like 12 years old. He's my best friend. He's in the house.
Now it all makes sense. People started saying that Busta was trying to defend his friend Diddy because he told everyone to stay out of his business. But that was just the beginning. The internet was not about to let it go so easily. Soon enough, people started digging up old clips, and one of the first things they found was a video of Orlando Brown speaking on celebrities he had been involved with. In that video, Orlando did not hesitate to name names, and one of the people he mentioned was Busta. At first, some folks brushed it off, thinking Orlando was just talking for attention or maybe even joking. But as time went on, another interview surfaced where he was asked about the same thing. Instead of taking his words back or changing the story, he stood by what he said. Not only did he repeat his claims, but he also spoke about how the entertainment industry takes advantage of young artists. This made people start connecting the dots. If Orlando was lying, why did he stick to his story so firmly? And why was Busta so defensive whenever the topic came up? As more people revisited old footage and interviews, they began to notice certain patterns that had been ignored before. Some started saying that Busta always seemed uncomfortable when asked about Diddy, while others pointed out his reactions to certain situations that now seemed suspicious in hindsight. The internet does not forget, and once people started paying closer attention, more pieces of the puzzle started coming together. Old videos, past statements, and industry whispers all started painting a bigger picture. Whether the rumors are true or not, one thing is clear. People are not letting this conversation die down anytime soon. Orlando Brown was very straightforward in what he said, and he didn't shy away from naming Busta. Initially, many people believed he might be fabricating the story. However, when he was questioned again during another interview, he stayed firm in his statement and didn't waver. His story remained consistent, which caught a lot of attention. He also opened up about how the entertainment industry mistreats and exploits young individuals, shedding light on issues that aren't often discussed publicly. This added another layer of seriousness to his claims, and got people thinking about the harsh realities that some young people face in the world of fame and success. His willingness to be so candid struck a chord with many, and it led to debates about the challenges within the industry. It wasn't just about the name he mentioned. It was about the bigger picture he was painting, one that revealed the vulnerability of youth in such a high-pressure environment. Whether people believed him or not, his words created a stir and made an impact on those who listened.
We made love. We made love. That's
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too.
There's a lot of things that will make you buckle, bro. They make you buckle, bro. And people done lost their families, bro.
People do not want to lose their kids, and a lot of things have not happened because it is more dangerous for rappers now. This is a sensitive topic, but I will say this: you have a choice. You can willingly change who you are and make money, or you can do what I am doing. You can willingly transition, or you can make the wrong choices, end up in jail, and have it forced on you. If you are not careful and do not know how to handle your blessings, the industry will make the choice for you. Sharing this story isn't easy, but let's revisit what happened with Busta Rhymes. Things started to become clearer when people online discovered another video featuring the rapper Trip Alley. In the video, Trip Alley opened up about an uncomfortable situation he experienced involving Busta. He explained that while he was walking with his friends, Busta suddenly stopped him, took hold of his hand, and wouldn't let go. According to Trip Alley, the interaction didn't end there. Busta invited him to a party and even suggested that they hang out together in a private section. This incident raised more questions and added to the ongoing discussion surrounding Busta Rhymes' behavior. It's moments like these that give people pause and make them wonder what might really be going on. Busta Rhymes grabbed my hand and kept holding it. At first, I did not even realize it was him. You know, Busta is very tall, and I only came up to his chest. The first thing I noticed was his big flip mode chain shining right in my face. I looked at the chain, then looked up and said, "Oh, what is up, Busta?" But the whole time he was still holding my hand. I was confused and said, "What is up, man? What are you doing?" Then I told him, "Me and my people are about to go." I told him, "Me and my people are about to go to this club around the corner. What is up, man?" Then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw this big bodyguard dressed in black just standing there, looking around. He looked at me for a second, then kept watching the area. But the whole time, Busta was still holding my hand. Then Busta said, "I am about to go into this club. We have a section. You can come in with me if you want." Hold on a second, everyone. Doesn't it seem strange for someone to randomly stop a stranger on the street and invite them to a party out of nowhere? That's definitely suspicious behavior. I mean, why would anyone do that with someone they don't even know? Honestly, Busta, that move was a little too quick, almost as fast as your rapping skills. It's hard not to raise an eyebrow at that. And if you're thinking that Trip Ali's comments might have been blown out of proportion, you might want to reconsider. Take a moment to reflect on what Big Homie CeCe mentioned. He also shared a story about witnessing something very similar involving Busta. It wasn't just a random claim. He actually talked about it in detail during an interview. Do you recall the time Big Homie opened up about going to a club with Busta? That story had some striking similarities and got a lot of people talking. These incidents are making waves and raising questions that can't easily be dismissed. Whether it's a misunderstanding or something deeper, people can't help but speculate. As more conversations surface, it's clear that the dots people are connecting are causing quite a stir. What do you think about all of this? It's a lot to process, but it definitely makes for an interesting discussion. Model and rapper Don Benjamin shared that one night, he and Big Homie CeCe went to a club and met some people, including Busta Rhymes. There was also a lawyer there who is openly gay, and Big Homie noticed that Busta could not take his eyes off him. After a while, Busta invited the guy to their section and pulled him aside for a private conversation. When Big Homie was asked why nobody ever exposes Busta Rhymes, he said it is because the people around him enjoy the perks of being in the club section, at video shoots, and backstage. He also mentioned that Busta does not like having women around him and avoids them as much as possible. There was a time when a woman touched Busta, and his reaction was unbelievable. Instead of ignoring it or handling it calmly, he allegedly poured a drink on her.
Group of people.
At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, I never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin. And the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, he was a gay dude, super cool, feel me, good guy. Bro, Busta Rhymes.
It's hard not to wonder why he was so eager to get that guy into his section. What was the reason behind pulling him through the rope and taking him aside? It's strange that no one seems to bring this up or question it. The truth is, people often admire celebrities so much that they avoid saying anything that might upset them. They're more focused on staying in the good graces of these stars, making sure they don't lose their spot in the section, their chance to get into exclusive clubs, or their opportunity to be part of video shoots and backstage events. That's what seems to matter most to them. And honestly, it's shocking how far they'll go to maintain that access. But if you take a closer look, there's a pattern that's hard to ignore. There are countless videos of Busta Rhymes losing his temper with women over the smallest things. It's not just a one-time occurrence, it happens often enough to raise eyebrows. Whether it's a minor interaction or something trivial, his reactions seem overly intense and unnecessary. It makes you question why he gets so upset, especially when it comes to women. This behavior stands out even more when you think about how people around him choose to stay silent. Instead of addressing these actions, they seem to turn a blind eye, likely because they don't want to risk their own position or privileges. It's a cycle that keeps repeating, and it says a lot about the dynamics of fame and the power celebrities hold over those around them. At the same time, it's important to consider the bigger picture. Why does this kind of behavior go unchecked? Is it because people are too afraid to speak up? Or is it because they've normalized it? Whatever the reason, it's clear that these incidents are part of a larger issue that deserves attention. It's not just about one person's actions. It's about the culture that allows this kind of behavior to continue without consequences. It's frustrating to see how women are just being themselves, yet he reacts so strongly. There was even an incident where a woman lightly touched him, and he completely lost his temper. He didn't just get upset, he went as far as throwing a drink at her. That kind of reaction feels extreme and unnecessary. It makes you wonder, why does he get so angry at women? What's really going on here? Now, let me be clear. If Busta is gay, that's his personal business. Everyone has the right to live their life the way they choose, and there's no judgment here. But his anger toward women to the point of such dramatic outbursts raises questions. It's not just about one incident. It's a pattern that seems to say a lot about his feelings or struggles. It's hard to ignore behavior like that, especially when it keeps happening. This also ties into the stories that tabloids have been running. For example, there have been headlines claiming that Busta was seen leaving a gay pride event with a trans woman. Whether these stories are true or not, they've added fuel to the fire. People are starting to connect the dots, and it's becoming harder to dismiss these claims as just rumors. The more these stories come out, the more they make people think there might be some truth to them. At the end of the day, it's not about judging someone's personal life or choices. It's about understanding why certain behaviors keep happening and what they might mean. His anger toward women, combined with the ongoing rumors, paints a picture that's hard to ignore. It's a lot for people to process, and it's no surprise that it's sparking so much conversation. What do you think about all of this? It's definitely a topic that gets people talking. The internet is buzzing as people connect the dots about the situation. Both those who know Busta personally and those observing from the outside seem to share similar views. A growing number of individuals are coming forward, expressing their thoughts on the matter. Some have even mentioned how they felt uneasy when they saw the clip of Busta tossing his drink at a woman for touching him. It seemed off to them. This event has sparked widespread conversations, with people examining his actions and questioning whether there's more to the story. The video raised eyebrows, and now it's driving even more people to speak up, sharing their opinions and experiences. It's not just about the drink-throwing incident anymore. It's become a larger discussion about behavior and accountability. The reactions keep pouring in, and it's obvious that this situation has left an impact on many people. It's making them think twice about what they've seen and heard. Whether someone has an inside perspective on the entertainment industry, or is simply watching from the outside, they're curious and willing to discuss the topic freely. This story seems far from reaching its end. It's sparking conversations everywhere. As for the anger he showed, it's hard to ignore. It feels like the energy and spirit of rap music have changed. Whenever I listen to it now, there's this uneasy feeling I can't shake. But the problems aren't just limited to rap. It's a much larger issue. Hollywood itself is riddled with challenges, and the government certainly isn't without its own controversies. There's a lot happening in the world that makes you stop and question what's going on. These concerns point to deeper issues that affect society as a whole. The actions of individuals and larger systems often reflect problems that have been left unchecked for far too long. From music to entertainment and even politics, there's a growing sense that things need to be looked at more closely. It's no surprise that people are feeling unsettled by all these developments. It's difficult not to question the bigger picture and wonder how we got here. Now let's get back to the main point. What's your take on this situation? Do you think there's truth to the idea that Busta Rhymes could be keeping secrets and may have had relationships with younger rappers? It's a loaded question, but it's one that's certainly stirring up conversation. If you've been keeping up with this situation, I'd love to know what you think about it all. Stories like this often make people think not just about the individuals involved, but about the entertainment industry as a whole. What do these kinds of controversies say about the world of fame and celebrity? Are we beginning to see the flaws and weaknesses in the system, flaws that might need fixing? Or is this just another rumor that's grown out of control and taken on a life of its own? It's important to talk about these things because every opinion adds to the bigger picture. The entertainment industry has such a huge influence on our culture and society. So when these kinds of stories surface, they make us wonder how much of it goes unnoticed or unspoken about. Are we overlooking something deeper that needs to change? I really encourage everyone to share their opinions and join the conversation. The more people who contribute their thoughts, the better we can understand all sides of the story. Let's explore these questions together and try to make sense of what's really going on. I'll be here next time to dive into another topic. That gets everyone thinking. Until then, stay sharp and keep asking the important questions.